Hello, darling. Hello, baby. How you doing?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello there.
All week long.
I pulled the Creed while Mikey's on vacation. That's what I did for every stream, and that's how we got it going. All rise. Order in the court.
I was putting my shirt on. I didn't want to see my tits.
did you think that you possibly wore your pajamas too many times?
Could have been it.
Yeah. Actually, you guys have to rise. Judge isn't even here. But Judge Marble is. We're jumping over to him in just a second. Mikey said he is in a mood.
Yeah, he told a guy, you know how he says, spell your name for my court reporter. And the guy spells this very weird first name. His last name is Smith. And he says, Smith, spelled the common way. And he says, and so he sits there like this and he just stares at him and he says, so no why? And he says,
why?
What? No why? And the guy's like, no. Okay. Just checking.
That's too funny. All right. What do we do here? Well, we jump around to different court proceedings. Most of them is Zoom court. Have a couple of good ones if we need it. And of course, as soon as Licking goes live, we'll be on it. And Flusha, thank you for getting the day going with $2. Oh, wrong one. Not laughing.
Sucker.
Yeah, not laughing at that. I told Mikey, I said, just so you know, I'm having a bad day, and so isn't my computer. Just FYI. So this has been a perfect start, to be honest with you.
This is crazy to see Judge Boyd's setup here with a witness stand cam.
No, yeah.
An actual trial here.
Getting ready for something good. You're not Fred, are you talking about your car? Or?
Are you in a wreck, Fred?
Yeah.
More news.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
He was the one before the one we made the guy spell his name. He was done with the lady, and she started thanking him. He said, "Okay, thank you, bye."
But he does try to start heated. So 50-50 on that one, Carol. Right there with you on half of that, anyways.
No, the part that
see what's going.
The part that you missed me saying was, in order to be entitled to collect rent.
I heard that, Your Honor.
Look, let me put it another way. If you want to drive a motor vehicle in the state of Michigan,
yes.
Don't get me wrong. There are people that are out here who are driving without a valid license all the time. But the law says they got to have a driver's license.
I was awake and it was a 5-minute chase.
You got a license to rent out property.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
It was
to be able to get money for a property that you're renting out.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
So you know, and I don't know. You know, the city generally sends that inspection report, if she has that, to whatever address the owner is registered at with the city or wherever the tax records say the owner is. So I don't know why you wouldn't have gotten a copy of the inspection report, but I would invite you to go down to City Hall to the building and to the building inspection department. Where they do this. And I think you need to get a copy of whatever it is she has.
Yes, sir. No problem.
For starters.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to say this to you, Mr. Smith.
Thanks, Judge.
Ordinarily, I would dismiss this case like right now
Okay.
because you don't have a rental license.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
But I'm very, very disturbed that you told me that she's saying that there's not even a smoke detector in this house. That is a serious problem to me.
Thank you, Your
that's
Honor.
incorrect. That's incorrect. There were 5 smoke detectors in the home, Your Honor.
she broke them all, Your
Well,
Honor.
I don't know. I don't know if there
Your Honor.
are or if there are. I don't know if there are or if there are not. What do you want to say about that, Miss Vaughn?
Ms.
So
Vaughn.
is
would be
Rick
resting
Smith a
bitch
liar?
face.
He's the one that wrote it.
He's a liar, Your Honor.
I guess that's a rhetorical question you're asking because I don't know Rick Smith. I
Rick
don't know
Smith
if
is the
he's a
city of-
liar. I don't know if you're a liar. I don't know if he's a
He's the
liar.
city of.
I'm
he's
not
the
coming
city of
over. I'm not coming.
inspector.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. I'm talking. So you need to be quiet when I'm talking.
Hello, you.
And I'm not coming over to personally look to see if there's a smoke detector or not. I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is I'm going to adjourn the case because that has to be corrected.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to let somebody die in a house fire because there's a battery missing or there's no smoke alarms in a house. I will adjourn the case. You say there's 5. I don't know what, how many bedrooms are in this house?
There's
There's-
2 bedrooms, Your Honor.
How many?
2.
God bless.
And my understanding is right. We're trying to evict this lady. One, the guy doesn't have a renter's license. I guess he can't do that with it, rent a place without having one.
Right.
We're also not going to kick her out because there's no smoke detectors in the house. Okay. None of those things hanging on the wall behind him are renter's license. Not a single one.
He's got a lot of.
Is that possible? And what's up with the people in the van, the shaggin' wagon up there?
I know. I was going to say something. How have they not been smoking weed the entire time? Is that Anthony?
That's Anthony. I got to give him. That's how it looks with Anthony. That's Anthony. So
Poor
Yeah.
Anthony. Deborah, thank you. I won't laugh at you. For you $2. Thank
no
you.
laughing. It's not a laughing matter.
Is that right, ma'am?
There is a bedroom in the basement too, but the whole basement's full of black mold entirely. All my stuff's ruined down there.
Ma'am, the black mold, I can't fix that.
I can't even open my windows in this house. He expects me to live in it.
I
And
don't
then told
expect-
me I'll bring you an air conditioner. None of the windows can fit an air conditioner.
Your Honor, may I address the court,
Well,
please?
wait. What about the windows being open there, Mr. Smith?
May I
All painted shut.
address the court, Your Honor?
What about the-
Without being interrupted?
What about the windows?
Oh,
Your
they're
Honor, at
painted
this point in
shut.
time, I'm willing to get with the city of Flint. I want to do things the right way, Your Honor. And you
Just
said
leave it on the air.
on the record, the right thing to do is for me to obtain a rental license. So I would like to go about doing things the right way. I don't do things the wrong way when it comes to law
What
enforcement.
about
when
the
it comes
house
to
you
law.
live in?
So at
Good
this
question.
point in time, Your Honor, I would like the opportunity to meet with the city of Flint, have an inspector go in there and give me a detailed inspection so that I can correct every problem
My
that's in the
water's
home.
right.
Oh, there's.
Okay.
She's got
Ma'am, let me ask you one question. Are there screens on the windows?
No, there's not one screen in this whole entire house.
I have one screen in a window.
So how do you get ventilation, when it's 80 degrees and 90 degrees?
Creed. I don't want to brag, but I got screens in all my windows.
Must be nice.
Flexing.
That kind of thing.
TK,
I
she's
would love
kind of
the same question to be
Oh,
answered by him because
Got them by the balls.
when I
I'm
moved in,
asking
I asked him,
you. I'm asking you
When
what
I
you're
moved
doing.
in, okay. when I moved in, I asked him, are you going to get screens on the window? His exact words to me and my mom and my
Okay,
living
ma'am,
was-
that's not what I asked you.
Okay, but
You know what?
can
You
I-
know what? Maybe I'm understanding why you're
listen.
having trouble getting a lawyer down there.
Hey, Mad Cave.
Nope, I've never asked for one because I don't need one when the house is unlivable.
Yeah, I think
Or
maybe
she's
you
fighting to
do,
stay there.
because you
Uh-huh.
are
Do you
interrupting
want me
people
to
and
give
talking
you a
over folks.
copy of this? Do you want a copy of this?
Yeah, it's court.
I do.
Dumbass.
Well,
I
I
do,
can give you a
'cause I'm
copy of
adjourning-
it.
I'm adjourning it. Wait a minute. I'm going to adjourn it a week, and you can bring it down here and put it in the file. But
This
how are you
doesn't-
getting ventilation in the summertime right now?
I'm not. I'm having to go to my mom's house during the day.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know. Mr. Smith,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not acceptable. It's not acceptable to not have screens in the windows where you can't get ventilation into the house in the summertime. That is not acceptable at all.
Proper
Yes,
ventilation.
sir.
Not acceptable.
3 little
Yes, sir.
boys.
Remember, she
And there's
moved into this
electrical
shithole.
damage too.
Your Honor, at
probably-
this point in time,
Well,
I'm going to ask.
no.
She could live there for free.
Yeah, she wants to not have to pay
Mhm.
to live in the shithole with the black mold and
Yeah, exactly.
shut window.
Thank you, Nancy. No, I hate people that that usually means to me, just my assumption, people that come in swinging like that with a face like that and answer the questions the way that she does it, they're usually lying. It's kind of like those people that have a very quick, easy answer, and you know it's a lie because they just droned on about it for 20 minutes.
And by the way, the thing she keeps holding up and says, "Do you want this? Do you want this?" She called the inspector, the city inspector, over to the house and had them inspect the house
It's kind of a
and tell her all the violations so that she could come to court. She knew she was
Yeah.
coming into court today
Yeah.
to just take this guy by the balls.
Uh,
Simple-
but he is slumlord.
oh yes,
Sounds not not letting that part of it go.
Admittedly. But I mean, she does got nice hair, beautiful hair.
Ma'am, Ms. Vaughn,
Yes.
I'm gonna put this over to, are we here Friday?
The 12th?
Yeah,
Why would you not be here Friday? What do you
I'm
got?
gonna put this over to Friday.
I thought he said he's gonna give him a week.
He can correct the smoke alarm, the smoke detector issue. I mean, to me, that's a red light emergency. And there's 2 bedrooms.
That's correct.
Yeah, you could get a lot done with all
Uh,
that extra rent money you're not paying.
Those bedroom windows need to be made so they
He's
can
got a
open.
whole bedroom full of
Yes,
just
sir.
groceries.
Is there a screen on the front door, ma'am?
No, it's a security door.
Oh,
Does it have glass or a screen in it?
Mm,
You asked for a new front door
it's just
too.
a door with nothing on it. Like it's just
Just a
metal.
metal door. No storm door.
No
You're
screen or
So-
window or nothing.
Bugs and, so if you open your wooden front door, there bugs
It's
and
like-
flies or whatever to be able to just walk on it or fly on in, right?
I mean, yeah, because like through the thing, it's tiny little areas they can get through, but it doesn't.
Let me get this right. If you open your front door, stray dogs and possums
Can fly right in.
Serial killers will be able to slide right in. Correct.
Yeah, not sure who Jeremy is. He just magically appeared a few minutes ago.
Jeremy's the best.
Ventilate nothing because there's a whole porch blocking any ventilation.
Porch is blocking the
Your Honor.
ventilation.
Ma'am, let's get
Tearing
those
down the porch
bedroom
screen.
windows open. Is there a living room, ma'am?
Yeah, but all the problem is they're all storm windows. He don't have no area to put his. He would have to replace all the windows to give me screens because they're all one-piece storm windows. That's why I can't do nothing. And when I asked
Okay,
him why,
well,
he said because crackheads steal them. That's what his answer was. Me and my mom.
They
Crack-
probably do. It's Flint, Michigan.
Crackheads steal just the metal around the screens. I was like, well, that's not my problem. If they do it, you have to replace it. You're the landlord. But I need ventilation for me and my kids. I have 3 little boys. They'll die in this type of heat.
Proper ventilation, as Creed said.
Proper
ma'am.
ventilation.
If you have to get, alternate accommodations, then,
He has to pay
I
for it.
suggest you keep your receipts. And, that's why you probably ought to
I
talk to
can't
legal
afford
service.
to pay for all that. That's what the landlord is for.
Yeah, isn't it a
I
super
can't
nice
afford
place?
to pay for all
really,
that
for
extra
Swim,
stuff
right?
in his house.
Yeah, but I don't,
when it's his
I
job to
think
fix
it's,
it.
it's unsafe. It's unsafe.
Okay,
I
well,
mean, I could only imagine what the temperature is inside that house. It's gotta be,
I don't know.
what's the temperature inside the house, when it's 80 degrees out or 90 degrees out? It's gotta be probably very high, right?
Wait, too, Darren. I
it's
just didn't
really
get on.
hot all the time in
2
here,
minutes.
like to where I can barely sleep or even walk around it or anything.
It's early hour.
8:30 a.m. for us. Not that early.
My kids are at my mom's when I'm here right now because I'm not letting them sleep in this.
Your Honor, like I said before, I want to address everything in the home. I'm not a slumlord.
I told you all this in text messages.
Ma'am, come on.
I'm not a slumlord. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, I'm not in the business of.
Sir, you don't have a rental license. That's a big
Okay,
problem.
and that's fine. I'm willing to correct that. That's not an issue.
Which means you haven't had an inspection. That's a big problem.
Absolutely.
So whether or not you're characterized as a slumlord is completely irrelevant. The bottom line is you're not doing this according to the ordinances and laws.
And I would like the opportunity to do that, Your Honor. That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do.
She loves this situation.
It's a great house, especially for free.
I want you by Friday morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to adjourn this. Ma'am, are you going to be home today, tomorrow?
You got nothing to do. Of course you
I have a lot of stuff to do.
I bet you do.
I'm trying to make sure he has access to be able to fix some of this.
Go feed my horses.
Probably not in the next couple of days because I do work. I have a job. I have kids. And I can't even stay over here to let him in right now.
Stop by Mom's, get some leftovers.
You're there now.
Let me tell you what I want to happen. Sir, you need to either make those windows operable or you need to get an air conditioner in there.
That's fine. I have no problem doing that. I just need access. I need access so I can fix anything in the home. Your Honor, this isn't about, I want to be professional and I want to make sure I don't disrespect Ms. Vaughn.
Sir,
I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Stop saying that because you're already, you're not following the law. Stop it. Stop saying that. You might want to be, but you're not. You're not doing that. Now, this is what you're doing. Ma'am, I'm adjourning this to Friday at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll give you a week.
Is that in person or?
Not even 2 whole days.
If you want to come in person,
I would like for you to see this paper.
I think I do want you both down here in person.
I would like for you to see these papers.
Well, I'd like to see him, and I think you should give him a copy.
Your Honor, I'm not available Friday at 9 a.m.
It's cooler down by the floor.
I said 11 a.m.
I'm not available
11 a.m.
That's just a mattress on a floor.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Uh-oh.
You need to be here at 11 a.m.
Because he was saying that like an older house has real long single pane windows.
I'm looking at my schedule. That's fine.
He's looking at schedule.
I'm ordering you to get smoke detectors. At least are the 2 bedrooms next to each other?
She can't.
They're close.
There's a bathroom in between them. They're not next to each other.
You need to get at least 1 smoke detector in those sleeping areas.
There's not even a shower in this house.
Well,
we're asking for
you don't have to have a shower. That's not that's not something everybody has to have.
What do you just have an old cast iron tub?
You gotta get these smoke detectors up there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And
right, Paige, say it right. Read what Kirov just said, Paige. Just
You
say it.
either have to get those
True.
windows and screens operable or get a portable air conditioner or get air conditioning in that house.
Hell, they got
Yes, sir.
portable ACs. You don't even need to vent them now. I mean, how hard is it to put up a smoke detector, though? That's stupid. Go do that yourself.
They're like $10.
Are
Again,
there ones you could just can't you just stick them up there?
yeah. Just put a battery in it and stick it on the wall.
Benton, she moved into a house that has a bunch of problems. She hasn't paid any rent. They're trying to evict her. Come to find out, this is a mess. Because
Your Honor, I have a
You have
question.
smoke-
Uh-oh.
you have to have smoke
Yeah.
detectors installed in the sleeping area, so that's there and down in the basement, I guess.
Yes, sir.
can't go in the basement.
And either bedroom,
I would have went and got that, taking it off the rent, right?
bedroom
Go buy it.
windows,
Just take it off the rent,
She
With
claims the windows are
screens.
painted shut too.
which I can understand. Older houses, there's probably 15
Or-
layers of
air conditioning.
Lead paint everywhere.
white lead
Installed.
paint and some kilts.
You got to do this
Shit's amazing.
by Friday at 10 a.m. We're having court at 11.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, sir,
Yes, sir.
ma'am,
Yes.
excuse me, ma'am. You raised these issues, correct?
I told him, okay, when I moved in, he
No,
told me he was
just-
gonna come in.
You raised these issues in the hearing today, okay? So here's the deal.
But this is Flint,
I know
Michigan.
you
we're
say you
talking
have to
about.
work,
No, no.
but I tell you what, I'm gonna put the two of you in a breakout room.
No, don't do that. No.
And you
that is
guys
fine.
need to arrange time so he can come over there where you can be there. Or somebody can be there so he can get this work done, because
This
you know,
flex-
he's only
flush-
got 48 hours.
Jesus.
You understand what I'm
That
saying?
black mold she was talking about.
It's got to be
Ma'am, you understand?
How is he gonna replace new windows? Because that's the only way an air conditioner is getting in here. My windows have duct tape on the cracks in them from him.
Wait,
Be
what?
open then.
Well, I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? We're gonna
You want
see
me-
if you
I
can
can
get it
show you
done.
a window right now.
Yes,
48
please do.
48-hour
They
window.
don't open.
Show us.
They're all painted shut, and there's metal.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'd have to
storm
get out of bed
Hey.
for the first time to do
You would
that.
have to
Ma'am,
replace them
Putting you
all.
into a breakout, ma'am, I'm putting you in a breakout room with him. You guys get
But a
4
portable air
hours
conditioner is gonna
scheduled
make it
between now and
longer.
Friday. You guys get 4 hours scheduled between now and Friday where he's gonna be able to have access. That's it.
A portable
We'll
AC.
see you in 48 hours.
How are
Or
we not?
actually, it'll be a little less.
finding
We'll see you on August 12th, Friday at 11. And you guys
That's
will be
right.
here in person with your masks on.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. Put them in a breakout.
In
room.
person? Somebody remind us. We got to start. We got to
Thank
do
you,
what we
Honor.
got in case. I hate to say it, but Friday might be busy.
Both
I
of
wanna
those
start at
parties
12.
need to accept the invitation to the breakout room.
You've got to accept the invitation. It comes up
Thank
on
you.
your screen to go
Thank
to the
you.
breakout room.
They're gone. Don't worry. They're there.
Are they an hour behind us, or are they?
Yeah. They're an hour behind us.
Wouldn't if they're there at 12 o'clock? Wouldn't 1 o'clock our time be when we start? They would be there. Didn't he say noon?
No, 11.
Oh, 11.
In
All right.
person. Masks on.
Mask on. Yes. Don't forget that. All right. So I say Friday we start up
Okay.
an hour early then.
Real estate situation LLC versus Samantha Kibbe and Joshua Cardinal.
I don't
Who's
see
here
any
on
of them people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, Attorney Mark Newman on behalf of the
Joshua
plaintiff.
Cardinal.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Joshua Cardinal.
Okay, take your hat off.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Oh, you're balding. Put it back on.
Who else is here?
Who else is here? Gary. Gary's there.
Hi, Gary.
So we don't have Samantha Kibbe, right?
No, sir.
She moved out some time ago, as I understand it, from what Mr. Cardinal has said during prior hearings.
Yes, sir.
She
Right,
left.
Okay. So look, we were here
Are they
on
easy?
June 8th. And I think that the Sarah application was still
Michigan?
pending around that time. Is that right?
That's my understanding, Judge.
So where are we now?
It went through. He already got his payment. I went down to Catholic Charities and signed the paperwork. They gave him I'm paid up till October.
He's driving in court, by the way.
Is that right, Mr. Newman?
I had not received indication from my client that was the case. When did the payment occur?
Um,
Oh, maybe he's just holding it weird.
almost a month ago, not long after the last court date. I went down there and he signed.
What?
Nice internet, bro.
Did he say Christian Charities had paid his rent?
Yeah. I remember over at 3B, which is Michigan also, where they were always begging for free money. Over there.
Well,
don't
now
you
it's
remember her?
Oh,
Yeah. I went down there and signed everything with Catholic Charities, and the landlord told me, asked if he could, if I could have the guy wait, and the guy said he will wait for him to get there because he was like 30 minutes out, and he went and signed the paperwork himself. I don't have anything with me right now. I can find it when I get home. I'm at work right now, so
I think they're in a van, and I believe they
Judge,
live.
we'll,
My guess.
I have no reason to doubt Mr. Cardinal. I'll double check with my client, but I'll submit a dismissal to the court.
All right.
Joshua's on his way to the neighborhood to be trying to sell
I
magazines.
appreciate Mr. Cardinal showing up and waiting today.
no problem. Kind of my obligation.
I guess just the way
I'm
he's
glad
making
you
it bounce.
understand, Mr. Cardinal. I really am.
Real quick, I just want to show you. We're taking a walk over here. We're doing some landscaping over here with Mike.
Creed, I'm at work. You're going to give me a minute.
Okay, you can disconnect. I'm moving on to the next.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, sir.
SSA.
Too late for that.
General, Ideal Homes and Realty versus Shavante Atkins. Who's here?
Oh, look,
Shavante
Mr.
Atkins
Smith
is
is
here,
back.
sir.
Attorney Mark Newman on behalf of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right, this is our first date on this, is it not?
Do we have another one with him?
Yes, Judge.
So I need to tell Ms. Atkins her rights. Ms. Atkins, do you understand
Not here, man.
that you have the right to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you
Anthony's on the
might
move.
be able to get an attorney free of charge from legal service?
Barely.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand why? Well,
Page is back.
you say
Oh,
you can
they
get a
came
free
back
lawyer,
from
maybe.
the.
You understand I'll
breakout
give you a brand new court date if you need the opportunity to speak with a lawyer.
Can I ask you a question?
Why is DJ
Because
Khaled?
I'm currently trying to get help from DHS, but I just started a new job and I make pretty decent money. I just need a little time to get caught up. That's really all I need.
Another one, and
So,
another one, and another one.
Basically, what I'm asking is, it better to just ask for a new court
Wait a minute. Hang on,
to try
hang
to
on
get
just
a
second.
lawyer, or should I just wait?
Hang on one.
Look at
Hang on one
Anthony
second.
flexing that he's got a smoke detector.
I mean, that is your decision to make. But I got a
Okay.
question there for Mr. Newman.
I
Mr.
don't understand
Newman,
why they're still hanging
Yes,
out. They're
Judge.
good to go. I'm pretty sure.
my information is that there's no rental license on this property. And there might not even be an active water account.
Not yet, Chris, but
That is news to me, Judge.
Hmm.
You said active water account, is that what you said, Your Honor?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
Mark Newman doesn't know
active water
shit.
service, we'll say
We've
that.
noticed that from the last case. So, I mean, I'm not surprised he doesn't know anything about the water.
but he seems like a nice guy.
As in there's no water supplied to the property?
I don't know. I don't
Sweet
know.
Keisha heard you were
Ms.
here.
Atkins
She's
might.
back.
I can answer it. There's definitely water here.
Okay, well, why don't you look into, ma'am, if you want the opportunity to speak to legal services,
Some days it's brown, some days it's gray,
the
but it's water.
number is 234-2621, area code 810. Mr. Newman, you can check on this rental license issue.
She is absolutely
I will,
right.
Judge. Thank you.
on a mattress on the
I'm
floor.
gonna do it to August
Calocious.
24th,
Okay.
2022.
Do you think an old mattress
and,
or I'm
10
thinking
o'clock.
that, not a blow up mattress.
Very good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay?
Yep.
Oh,
Thank
just
you.
a mattress, no box spring.
Oh God, no! What do you
Yeah,
need
man.
a box spring for? That's the floor.
Thank you.
All right.
Foundation of the house. is the box spring.
Yes.
A house is the box spring.
I don't think so.
Mark Newman, world's worst attorney.
But I will say
Ron
this:
Birchmeyer, an ideal home and real.
when it is Jeremy's turn, wait till you see
Tammy
professionalism.
Lambert,
I'm here, Judge.
case number
She
C22
had a vibrator.
G3797LT.
How else do you get through this court?
Yes, I'm here.
Good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Newman on behalf of the plaintiff.
Can you hear me?
A couple of seconds
Defendant
ago.
identified.
Tammy Lambert.
All right, Ms. Lambert,
Miranda.
you have the right to be represented by an attorney.
Oh,
You understand?
Yes, I do.
She's got an old futon of the
You
house.
might be able to get
The old
a
futon
free
mattress.
attorney
Oh, the
from
mattress.
Legal Services of
Mm.
Eastern Michigan. You understand that?
I like that.
Yes, I do.
And I will give you a new court date for that opportunity. You understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's a.
Knowing all of this, are you going to represent yourself? Or are you going to try to speak to an attorney?
I think I would like to try to speak with an attorney because right now I'm just waiting on my approval from DHS from my SCR. I talked to my caseworker yesterday and she got all the verifications that she needed.
Very
and she said
good.
that she would be giving me a call in a few days with the approval amount
We'll
of
do
how much
breathing
they were
treatment?
going to help me pay.
Yep.
Anthony's playing the "I'm very sick" card. I
Oh.
can't move.
Oh yeah, even Judge Herman cannot yell at Anthony.
I'm
no
going to
matter what
adjourn
comes
this
out
to
of
the
his.
24th of August at 10 a.m. Mr. Newman,
Hits
Yes,
from the
Judge.
did you
bone.
get that date?
From the bone.
Same time.
August
as the
24
other
at 10 a.m.,
I-
Judge? Yep.
I know a guy that's friends with the
but
lead
Mr.
singer there.
Newman,
Yes,
My
Judge.
information is that the rental
Oh, yeah, really?
license or
Never heard that.
inspection ran out in 2018.
I'll look into it.
Mark is an idiot. I'm
Continue to
sorry.
look in, Mark.
Ma'am,
He's
if
a
you're
nice
gonna go
guy.
to legal services,
Oh,
234-2621, area
Sure,
code
he's a nice
810.
guy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
no, he
Just not a
seems
great
real-
attorney.
All right.
Not.
We're okay to disconnect now?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
you are.
Okay,
What
you have a
year
good day,
is this,
See you
sir.
in 2
Tammy?
weeks.
See you in
All
2
right.
weeks.
Ron
That thing in her
Birchmeyer,
face. Did you see that?
at Ideal Homes and Realty versus Larry Neely.
Larry, just in time,
Lori.
Larry Cup.
Who's here on this?
Don't say
Mark Newman on behalf of the plaintiff. Judge.
Oh God, it's Mark. I'll be RB.
All right, Mark. Don't
The
botch this
defendant's
one,
here?
bud. It's botchamania.
Well, Larry Neely was here and identified at one point. Looks like he's disconnected.
He said, Anthony's over there just banging it out, man. Smoke weed every day. Poor Anthony. Gonna put that old man on the street. How dare you? How dare you? He's an old man. He's gonna know where else to go. He can barely breathe. Paige, go ahead. What you gotta say, girl? Oh. While we take this moment, please like this video if you're new here. Subscribe.
Okay, Mr. Newman?
Yes,
Like
Judge.
Mr. Birchmeyer's previous case, looks like his rental license expired around the same time in 2018.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Judge. I'll look into it.
Well, I'll adjourn it to the 24th at 10. Defendant number 1 was here.
Good to see you, Jim.
I did see him on the
Apparently lost
participant list earlier.
Yeah,
That
so
guy's
connection was lost. So I'll adjourn it to the 24th. We'll try it again.
Very
You
good.
gotta check on that license because,
Yes, I'm typing an email to my client as we speak.
Oh my
Sure you are. He's over there just like,
All right.
do you know you done effed up now? You don't have a
I
renter's
don't have
license.
any other defendants appearing for Mr. Newman's remaining cases. I think he needs to go to the other court and maybe you can come back after that.
Come back after that, Mr. Newman.
All right, I'll be down the hall. I have to run to Judge Marsh's court in person, so.
I gotta take a dump.
Oh, okay.
She's in person?
For afternoon,
Judges are.
yeah,
She
Okay.
must want the
Good.
C word.
thank
Well,
you.
I mean,
Good to see you,
maybe.
Tino.
Judge, I think we're ready to go back.
That's Mr. Milhouse.
Yeah, I know.
Find a good date on the back page if you like.
Gotta get your file.
Does your husband say, "What in the world is wrong with you, Nancy?" I imagine your husband with a very sophisticated accent. Nancy, are you watching that rubbish again? Them boys ain't right. I did not. But here's the more important question, Kay. Are you watching AEW wrestling tonight? Because I'm hoping
All
for
right,
a
back
bigger
on the record in Dane Stelter Properties versus Burton.
Good afternoon, Judge Harold Milhouse on behalf of Dane Seltzer Property. And
Okay, so
we had an opportunity to talk, Judge, and I think we're both in agreement that just adjourn it for, let's say 2 weeks, but say 3 weeks, because I just want to make sure I'm available if and when we have to come back.
Ms. Burton? Are you with us? Ms. Burton?
She may still
Mid.
be on mute.
Oh, just a moment. She's back in the waiting room. I didn't know.
She's on waiting room, in the waiting room, so we gotta get her. back.
There she
She
is.
must have lost
Welcome
her
back.
connection and then came back in that way.
I'm here, guys. Sorry. I was trying to unplug my headphones so you guys can hear me clear.
All right. Are we here on the 31st of August?
I don't believe you are, Judge.
Look, he's gonna fight going back in person as hard as he can.
If you're wanting to go 3 weeks or more, the next Wednesday you're available is the 14th of September.
You know what? You know what? We don't have to do it on a Wednesday. Private counsel.
Did you hear how upset he was that he heard that
Right.
somebody else
No,
was
I
in
may
person
be, but, you know,
down the hall?
Is that I saw a comment about him being mad, having to clean things up.
Yeah. He's like, they're doing it in person down there?
And Chris, my God,
You wanting to go 3 weeks?
You're hard up, man.
just her attitude alone.
Mr. Milhouse, are you available August 26th? Are you available?
Millhouse is
August
around
what?
again?
26th, Friday, August 26th.
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Is licking up?
September
Yeah,
14th.
we're gonna wait
Oh, man.
and jump there.
Okay,
and just
September 14th.
in a nice
be
way, Chris. Maybe
9:30.
Chris wasn't here for
Thank you,
her.
Judge.
Sass.
her
Mr.
thing.
Milhouse, again, it's a non-payment of rent.
Uh-oh,
I'm
Millhouse.
told there's no rental license.
Okay, I'm gonna have check with my client and try to work this out and make sure it's there. So we'll see what happens.
He is busting everyone's ass for not having these rental license. I mean, and by the way, didn't Paige say she was very busy?
Yeah, very
Why she
busy.
been just
today, but-
hanging around here
Yeah.
looking, trying
Yeah.
to seduce Chris.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
Chris, she's
I
kind
was
of looking for a
prepared to
place to
dismiss it
settle in.
today,
Yeah, she's got
if
2
that
kids
is
though.
True, so.
Do you
well, I have to
mind her
see,
not
and
paying
we'll
rent?
see. Thank you.
I have
Well,
a question.
you know, I want it very clear to, for everybody to understand what the court's posture is on this. Yes, ma'am.
If the landlord doesn't have a rental license, what does that mean?
That he's breaking the law.
He just had a breathing treatment.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Okay, thank you.
I'm waiting for him to start smoking now.
Is he smoking? It looked like it,
Ma'am?
didn't it?
I thought he had one in his hand. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I'm
saw
here.
him move his hand back. I thought he had a
I've
cigarette
read
in
this
his hand.
ordinance on the record. I'll read it one more time.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
The owner. And by
Kitchen
the way,
decorator
let me make
house.
sure I give the site.
All right. So I wanted to wait on licking. The guy that was just up actually was not from
Good
America.
afternoon. Are you Miss Thompson?
And they were going through a lot of
Hey, Miss Thompson, do you understand your rights in court today?
craziness there.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Is she wearing a tank top?
You're here because Judge George issued a warrant for your arrest, and it's not the first time he's issued a warrant for your arrest, because I saw you basically last month when I told you that you needed to go get this taken care of. Why didn't you?
I've been in a sober living program. I didn't even know that I had court for it. Like I said, my mail goes to here on Central Avenue where the victim was, and she takes all my mail, and I have no way to get it. But I've been in a sober living
The
program.
last time I talked with you, you told me your address was 634 Franchire East, Columbus, Ohio. That's what you put on your bond paperwork, and that's where we sent it.
Yes, I'm not there anymore. I moved to a new house at a sober living program.
Okay, it's your responsibility to keep a current mailing address on file at all times. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand. I moved there the 20th.
Is she in a sober living program, Creed?
15th of last year, so you're coming up
Maybe.
on a full year's anniversary of this thing being filed. It's a minor misdemeanor.
I think she's a real
You're
one.
sitting in jail on something that you could only be fined $150 for because you haven't dealt with it yet. I don't know about you, but that's
And
very
she's wearing a
frustrating.
tank top. How else would you see her badass tattoos?
Because I thought when I seen you that we handled that, and because I didn't know that I got court papers for it again.
Well, I'm fairly confident that if we go back and show you a recording of yours and my last conversation, it's going to clearly show me telling you
Up
that
for
the
debate.
case would be sent back to Judge George. You would be notified by mail because they would.
How
be
many
subject
Chris's do we have in here
to
today?
What you wanted when you came back. So this whole I didn't know it was over, blah blah blah. I got to be blunt with you. I don't buy any of it. All right.
Oh.
This is going to continue to haunt you.
Calling her
You
out.
deal with it. You realize that?
What do I do? Like, where do
Show
I
up
go
for
to?
court, and you either have a trial or you plead guilty or no contest.
Can I go ahead and just change my plea with that?
Gabby, how do you pay for
explained to you
drugs
last
if you
July,
pay
last
court
month,
costs? Wow.
I have
big-
the authority to do
Wow.
it. The case has already been
Crap.
assigned to Judge George. Now, you could write him a letter and ask him for permission to waive any further appearances by paying the fine and the court costs, but those would have to be paid completely
credit.
before your next court date. And if you can't
Okay.
afford that, then that's not an option for you. The only option for you is showing up. Now,
Well, I think you're about the
I'll
only one
dispel
now.
the
So
tension. I'm not going to keep you in jail on a bond on a minor misdemeanor. But what I'm telling you is this can play into Judge George's thoughts about how he may want to impose sentence. And even though this isn't jailable, if he gives you community service hours as part of your sentence and you don't do them, then you can go to jail for up to 30 days for contempt. You understand
oh,
that?
she's still gonna
Yes,
get
I do.
bonded out.
What is your
she's
current
fine.
address? When you will
It is
actually get mail out.
240 It's 240 Hague, Hague Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43204.
That's the sober living facility?
Yes.
I loved her much more when she was a
Where'd you get
girl
arrested?
singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow."
I went to see my PO this morning, and I didn't know I had the warrant, so I got arrested there.
What PO? In Franklin County?
No, Licking, here.
Who's your PO?
Carla Fowler.
So you're on paper in this court.
Yeah. Not on paper yet. It's like a bond. I'm out on bond for my other case that I go to court for the 19th. So I got a report, and I'm on ankle.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. As I said, I'm not going to keep you in jail on this, but I want to be perfectly and abundantly clear. You're only going to continue to make things worse for yourself if you keep blowing this off. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now, to be perfectly clear again, they will send you a letter in the mail to 240 Hague Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43204, or whatever address is on your bond. So if you don't check and make sure it's right, they're going to send it to the wrong place. Then you're not going to show up. You're going to have to listen to me yell at you again. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. So you be here. You've got 2 counts. One is failure to license. The other is failure to confine. Looks like they both involve Thor, who's alleged to be a male gray and white pit bull. You need to come in and deal with this because it sounds like you've got bigger fish to fry, but this needs to be taken care of. You
The
understand
house is kind of small.
that? You have any other questions today?
No.
Very well, Ms. Thompson. You may go with the officer. Thank
How do you fit through the door?
What the hell is that?
Randy
That's
Wagner.
That's her house. What in the middle?
Good afternoon, Ms. Wagner.
Nice house.
Good afternoon. Letter to the judge and pay
You understand your rights?
the money first. Will you explain it to me again, please? Because I'm
Shut up, Sue.
having a really bad headache.
Shut up,
I can't
Sue.
go over all of them. It would have been all that information in the video, but you've seen that before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's fair to say you do understand your rights, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Did you get a copy of the complaint? In this case, it's a new criminal trespassing charge. It's up to 30 days and a $250 fine. Understand?
Yes.
How do you want to plead?
The door looked like it was. I think it's a.
I wasn't gonna plead guilty, but I think I should plead guilty because I am trying, and my son even told me to try, and I heard somebody else tell.
Not really. Not many, Ed.
So I want to try to do good, but I was already trying to do good when they asked me, and my friend told me to go meet him at the shoe store. And so I went to the shoe store, and he told me, don't leave.
We don't have
Even if the
phone
cops come,
shoes.
just stay there until the cops come, because something bad is going on. And it's so bad, I don't
How are
want to
they
talk
not all
about it. So
laughing
I
right
got
now?
scared. So I just went there, and I stayed there until the cops came. The cops told me, did I want to leave? And I told them I don't want to leave. And they didn't even let me go into the store where I was supposed to go into the store. I didn't know if I was supposed to stay outside.
Take a breath.
Go into the store. When they got there, then I knew I was supposed to go into the store because it's usually not open. And usually I can just go there and I can meet him there. And
Fifth time's free.
He wasn't there, and he told me if he just didn't show up, then just stay there until he does show up. But it wasn't my fault because the cops came there first.
All right. So,
So
Ms.
I don't know.
Wagner, let me interject here, okay? You just need to make a decision about whether you want to plead not guilty, guilty.
Can I please get a no contest?
Now, you know, if you're pleading no contest, you're not admitting that you're guilty, but you're admitting that what they say happened is true. And what they say happened, other than the whole bit about your friend and the bad situation, what you said, that you were there, that you didn't want to leave because you were scared, but they told you to leave and you wouldn't, which means I will find you guilty if you plead no contest. You understand that?
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen. Plead not guilty.
Okay, so.
There's enough
Okay, what did
confusion
you
here.
say about if I? What
I'm
did you
gonna
say
plead-
about if?
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf today. And against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and release you on your own recognizance. Now, this case, as you well know,
Of
is gonna
course.
be assigned to set for trial. Can you tell me what your,
Better judgment.
current mailing address is?
The last mailing address I had was 199 South 4th Street, but that house isn't even there no more. And then I went at 131 West National Drive, and that house isn't there anymore. So with my
There are
I
houses
don't have my food stamps
disappearing.
right now. Yeah, I don't have food stamps right now. They're sending my food stamp card to gonna go to BHP, and then somebody from the BHP, when they get to talk to me, they're gonna because I haven't talked to BHP in like 3 days.
All right. Do you know what the address is for BHP?
Could it be
Yeah,
the
it's
vegetation
65
of
Bessemer Drive.
All right. I'm going to provide that the notices get sent there. That's the address you need to put on your bond. All right.
Okay.
You'll get a letter telling you when to be in court. Make sure you show up. Otherwise, we'll have to issue a warrant for your arrest. Understand?
Okay.
All right, Miss Wagner.
last one-
I think Miss Wagner could be
You
an
can go with the officer now, all right?
interdimensional being.
She is.
Thank you.
Every house she appears in,
All right,
suddenly
Sue,
the
I
house
got a room full over here. I think I'm finished with you guys, correct?
Yeah, I'll see you Friday.
All right, take care.
Okay, Sue. Love you.
All right. Thank you very much for your patience, folks. If
Sue
you're
never
not
put
ready
out
before you address your charges. Now you've gotten a little bit of a preview on how an arraignment works. If you're here because you were here before and then didn't show up on a time when you were supposed to be, then we're going to address what happened. If you have questions, feel free to ask when you're up here. First today is going to be Milton Cartagena.
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 You're wanted for drug
You
smuggling.
can come up too. Habla inglés? No. Come on up.
Oh, the horror. Oh, that was bad. Wow.
May I have that?
Popping collars,
You understand
bitches.
that?
Oh.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Let's see here. Going to go out to the 24th.
I mean, again, he lets people go a little long sometimes, which is good for. I mean, good for us in a sense. But man, he's got a lot of patience. I mean,
Is that guy on the back row wearing his best tank top to court?
That's nice stripes. Oh yeah, get in there. Good. Yeah. Oh, that must
Smell your finger.
Yeah, put it in your mouth. But Stansbury with the patience. Can you imagine having to sit there and listen to her when you've got the biggest crowd I've ever seen?
Is that where you live?
In court.
Packed. Yeah, it's packed in there.
Right here. Harris Street. You live there in Harris Avenue? Okay. We're going to get, no habla español, no habla inglés. We're going to get somebody who habla inglés y español next time.
But this time you're just screwed.
This
2
time.
weeks from today, same time. Do you understand that? Do you have to come back now? You have to understand that you have to come back on this day. Understood. Okay. All right.
Oh, I've seen it.
I don't know.
I've seen it.
Try to explain it.
I'll pull it up for everybody.
We're going to have somebody who habla inglés y habla
Yeah,
español.
is that the one with the curling iron?
In 2 weeks.
Or
I you don't understand any of this. I
right?
will see you again.
Very strange looking dude.
All right.
I don't know exactly what he did, but
this gentleman is going to take
I believe
he did some bad stuff.
Go home today, but stay with
I
him.
believe part of the torture had to do with
Right. And I'll see you soon. There you go.
hiding the gang. No, he doesn't have any. That was a good.
All right, next up is going to be Mike
guess the
Clark.
Pike.
Who farted?
A hottie.
Please do.
That didn't register her dog.
Thank you. And I believe,
Shadow
if I
that
remember
knows.
correctly, this is a failure to appear for a trial date.
Yeah, he was incarcerated, Frank.
Nah.
Okay. Well, it looks like he was arrested on the bond, but posted bond. And so, all right. What's the status of the Franklin County situation? Okay, it's over with. All right, good deal. What's your current address, Mr. Clark?
1018 20 East Wilson Avenue, R52 Walmart.
Same thing you told me back in May, right? Anything you want to say about bond counsel?
We're happy with the bond the way it is.
Okay.
If the complaint and whatnot hasn't been waived, we do so now.
Well, he's already been arraigned on this. It's just, yeah, he failed to appear for a trial, and so that's why we entered the warrant. He was scheduled for trial back on. Looks like.
Oh, he's looking through papers.
Not good.
Wild Women Wednesday today on We Got to Chase 405 East, 105 Pacific time.
Looks like it was June the 2nd or 6th that we were supposed to. But you're saying he was incarcerated. All right. Okay. So.
Don't forget tomorrow our broadcast day starts at high noon East. Voyage, then court, then Chase. Yeah, it was a bad story. I did read a little bit about
I
it.
think the original bond had the no violent contact order with Michaela or Aaron Greer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's a little dude.
So we'll reestablish that. We'll also reestablish the prohibition on consumption of alcohol. All right. All right. You're Mr. Daniel, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
The two L's threw me off.
Steve.
Okay, so bond will be continued as previously posted with the conditions of no violent contact with Michaela or Aaron Greer, no consumption of alcohol or drugs.
Lawyer and
We'll get this
alcoholic,
thing
maybe.
rescheduled. My staff will reach out to you, counsel, to get a new court date.
Maybe.
I believe you have not made a jury demand. So at this point,
Like
it
a
would be
good dude.
a bench trial. If you file a jury demand, that'll trigger the court to
Get
schedule
rid of the community.
the jury.
Yes.
Okay. I don't normally, if you had, it would reflect that there would have been a pretrial as well as a jury trial date. So just take a look at your records. Mr. Clark, obviously, Mr. Daniel's going to be receiving all notices of future court dates. So it's important you stay in close contact with him. Anything else we need to address today, counsel?
Too
Let
well.
me go with the bailiff. Thank you.
Oh, he's got a
All
nose
right,
for
William
law.
Price.
Lady Price?
Come on up, Mr. Price.
Mr. Price.
All right. Mr. Price, you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're here because I was going to issue a warrant for your arrest when you didn't show up for court yesterday.
Yeah,
Mushroom
I
head.
got on the computer to
make sure I had the time right because I had 2 court cases this week and I wrote them wrong on the calendar.
That's okay. If it makes you if it makes you feel any better, the bailiff wrote down the wrong day that you failed to appear. He wrote down 9/8 instead of 8/9. Okay.
He's
confirm your address for me
dyslexic.
again, please.
I am now at 106 Shields.
Of Legends.
That's what the other court case was for.
Okay, you're going to need to update your address. So, are you asking me to continue yesterday's trial so we can get a new court date? I mean, it's assigned to me. So, if you want to resolve it today, you can. I mean, it's an unclassified misdemeanor license forfeiture, no jail time there. Possibility of a fine and a suspension of your right to apply for a license. Turn signal charges on minor misdemeanor, maximum $150 fine. So you can either plead out today and be done with it, or you
Listen,
can
Your
stand
Honor,
on
I
your
got
trial and
trees to axe. Okay.
I was thinking I could just
I was thinking.
Yodi and get it over with. There's no way to like get into a diversion program. Or
Not for
anything
this
like-
type of an
Yeah, I
offense,
didn't
no.
think so.
Okay, so you want to change your plea to guilty?
Yes.
You realize you don't have to do that. You realize the state has the burden of proof. You realize
We're
that
on
you're
the same
innocent.
level here, bud.
You plead guilty. You admit to committing the offense. They don't have to prove anything. There's no trial. I'll simply impose sentence and we'll be done. Understand?
Hopefully.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Hopefully.
Say?
No, sir.
All right.
And a
Is
shooting
your
range out
case
back.
taken care of, or is that still pending?
Yeah, it's taken care of.
Okay, good. And I did your arraignment less than a month ago, but I won't remember what your answers were now. Are you working these days?
What is it?
Are you working these days?
Yes, sir. I was just at work.
And where
this
do you
morning. I have a sole proprietorship. I just do remodeling.
I'm a lumberjack.
Okay. You got 2 priors, so that's going to cost you $150 in costs on the driver's license charge for the failure to use your turn signal. That is going to be a $15 fine. We've already dealt with your insurance. I've reflected that proof has been satisfied.
Well,
in
I
that
usually have
regard.
Carhartt,
So, other than paying the fine and
hats
your
on.
costs, this matter's over. Any questions?
Excellent. No.
All right. You may go with the bailiff.
Party down.
Okay. Next up, we
Bailiff
have
there.
Autumn DeLong.
Sole proprietorship by Colette Toe Jam. And Odd Nail.
Your horror.
Ms. DeLong, do you understand your rights in court today? You're here because Judge George issued a warrant for your arrest back in
Is her hair lit up or very bright?
You're beautiful head of hair.
January of this year. Your attorney,
Not
your
as
court-appointed
beautiful
counsel
as
has
that hair,
withdrawn
though.
his counsel record. So attorney right now, but you're still eligible to have one. You would just have to
so
either A,
much.
retain one, or B, file a new application for court-appointed counsel. Because your case was assigned to Judge George, the only authority I have is to set a bond for you and to refer the matter back to his office to reset the matter for trial. So, of course, the $64,000 question is, why didn't you show up for your trial?
I was just in a toxic,
I was getting knocked up, Your Honor.
I wasn't in a stable environment.
Okay, well, that may have been true in January, but it's now August. So why is it taking you this long to deal with this?
I'm 6 months pregnant. It's just it's time to get done.
Yeah, I would say so, considering that this offense is alleged to have occurred on August the 13th, 2 years ago, right?
Oh, that was Chris.
A long time.
And say, I got a warrant. What do I need to do about it?
Today's a big day for Chris
Are you
around here.
seeing
Chris is really showing out today.
But great because no
What is your
shit.
current address?
It is 2705 Lynn Avenue, Motorsport,
How do you spell Lynn?
LYNN.
Where does the guy with the tank top go?
Your address? I mean, your zip code?
43046, I think.
He
Well,
saw
you're
somebody
100%
not get an
sure
OR
that's
bond and
the
he said,
address that
oh
you put on
shit,
your bond
today's
paper
not the
is where
day.
you're
I'll have to come
gonna,
back.
where they're gonna find it. Is the L in your last name capitalized?
I thought so.
Now, Judge George will probably be mad at me for doing this, but I am going to go ahead and cut you loose on your cognizance bond today since you're entirely weird. However, I do want to be upfront with you. If you fail to appear again, get picked up, or even if you surrender yourself on that warrant, and you see me for that, I will not give you an OR bond next time. Do you understand that?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so the matter will be referred back to Judge George's office. They will set the case for a
detective
trial
test determined
until
that
unless
was
another
a
attorney
lie.
gets involved. I notice it's going directly to you. So make sure that the bond, that the address on your bond paperwork is complete and correct. And if you want a new attorney, fill it out today and turn it in today. Do not wait. I can't speak for Judge George, but if somebody came to me on a
You
2-year-old
are
case and
the
said they want
father.
after I finish laughing, I would deny it. Understand? All right. You may go with the bailiff.
Just like how it's $5 Monday, $5 Tuesday, $5 Wednesday. Everybody gets out every
Going
day.
out, Mr. Bennett. You understand your rights today? Yes, sir. All
Except for
Here's
this
a copy of the complaint. The ticket.
douchebag.
Yeah, you don't have to have it with you today.
What's
but
on
if
the
you
back of
want
your
to,
shirt? Cum stain?
you understand you've been charged with speeding. You've also been charged. Now, originally they cited you, the trooper cited you for driving under an OVI suspension. The state has
Officer
asked the
poor
court to
job.
amend that to what's called failure to reinstate.
Like you
So
just
they're
cracked
saying
yourself
that
up.
Upon their review of your records, they believed that the suspension had ended, but that you had failed to pay the reinstatement fees before getting back behind the wheel. Now, based upon your previous driving record, that charge is an unclassified misdemeanor, so there's no jail time associated with that as amended. And of course, the speeding costs you $150. How do you want to plead to the charges? And you understand you're not required to do that. You're presumed innocent. The state has the burden, and you have a right to a trial.
Yes, sir.
You understand all that's out the window if you plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And are you a citizen of the United States? All righty. Anything you want to say here?
I got my hair cut for
Are
court.
you employed?
X-rated Wednesdays.
What do they do?
Like AMC movie theaters, and Red Lobster.
Oh, you go in and you
do like remodels and updates.
You know, Red Lobsters and
how long you
movie
been doing that?
theaters.
About 3 years.
Are they based out of here? Or are they based out of Columbus? Where are they based out of?
The actual corporation's actually out of Kansas City.
Okay.
Yes, there is a branch right there in Atlanta, right there on 40. Progressive
Okay.
Flooring.
Okay. All right. So you're 22 over. I had a trial on that this morning, so I happen to know that that is $49. So
That's it for 20
costs on your speeding ticket. You
22
have
miles
one
an hour over the
driving
speed
under
limits, that
suspension
much?
violation, so that's only going to cost you $125.
Pretty cheap.
Yeah.
The Ford SUV, that was insured, right?
Yes.
You didn't have an accident, so that's good enough for me. Okay, you'll get time to pay your fines and costs and find out the total when you go to the clerk's office. Any
Sure,
questions?
sure, Jan.
Very well, you may go with the bailiff. Good luck.
You've infiltrated our numbers.
Cheyenne deal.
Hiding in plain sight.
Time for the main event.
Deal, come on up. You understand your rights in court?
I do.
Have your rights for him, please?
Ah, she already screwed it up.
It's all right. She got her pigtail.
You're here because there was a warrant for your arrest. You did get arrested. They told you to show up today, and lo and behold, you did, which is good for you.
Well, don't speed in Michigan, speed in Ohio.
Council of record. So if you want to get a lawyer, you have to.
Oh, good for you.
Are we able to resolve it today?
You cannot because it was assigned to Judge George. So the only thing that I'm going to do is continue your recovery.
Sure, Dan.
Okay.
All right. Now,
So am I able to give you my explanation or what? What do I do?
well, I'm not going to. I mean, to be blunt, I don't care because it's not my case, and it's not. And it's
I
not murder.
understand that.
It's- all right. So you're
I
going.
just, can you tell me the exact date of the court date, please?
I don't know what it is yet.
No, the
because-
one prior.
Once Judge Stansbury, I think he's watching that dude, the other guy that's sitting there
Here,
in the
November
white.
the 3rd of last year at 10 a.m.
I thought it was in September.
Well, apparently you thought wrong.
Okay, well, I was dealing with a lot with my daughter, AKA.
Well, like I said, you don't have to convince me.
AKA?
She's missing right now.
Well,
That's a weird name for a kid.
How old is she?
She's 15.
And why did she
here's
just
her
laugh?
date, Like this is just in September.
My kid is missing.
Case going? So,
After,
Okay.
and I just had to put myself on hold.
right, I get that. I guess what I was going at was you got confused between your daughter's court dates and yours.
Yes, sir.
All right.
But at the time I had.
She might not have been
everything.
drunk,
I had
by the way. I
everything
saw
for
him.
court. Like everything was done.
Well, you still have it, presumably, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so make sure you bring that with you next
But
time.
I
Thank you, Pass.
God has put me on my ass. Sorry, pardon my language. He's put me down for. I've had 2 surgeries in one.
Guy, just before you said shit,
It's just
so
been
no
one
big
thing
deal.
after another.
What is
So
your-
driving has been the least of my worries.
What is your current address?
1642 West Main Street.
I've been dealing with my daughter, AKA.
And you
Yeah.
live there or using that as a mailing address?
And she's missing.
Hilarious.
Last May, I tore my ACL, my MCL, and my meniscus, and then it led me to not be able to work. And then I got, I wasn't able to pay my SR22. And then instead of getting surgery, I went back to work.
Nobody
The day before, I got my first paycheck. So
Like I said,
it was just
you're
like,
going to go ahead and explain all this to Judge George when you see him, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. And I should return to what I said. It's not that I don't care. It's just that today's not the day that we're going to go over that. All right.
Today's not the day. I'm in the mood.
Your bond that you
And I
signed
also
off on
don't
after
give
you
a
were
shit,
arrested is
to
going
be
to be
honest with
continued as set. I'm going to refer the matter back to Judge George. If you decide you want to plead guilty or no contest when you see him, you can do that. but I don't have the authority to do it today.
100K.
No.
All right. You're going to go with the bailiff. He's going to take you down to the clerk's office, and you're going to be on your way. Good luck with your daughter. I hope they find her.
Yeah, they call that
Christina Woodward.
an MCA. I love how I got that in at the end, too. That's great.
She'll never play football again.
Thank you. Did you receive a copy of the complaint in your case? Did you read it? Do you understand it? You've been charged with possession of drug instruments. It is a second-degree misdemeanor, so it carries up to 90 days jail, up to a $750 fine. There's also a possible license suspension between 6 months and 5 years, but it's no longer mandatory under
Drug
these laws.
instruments.
Understand? How do you want to plead?
I was gonna try to get a lawyer just so I know.
That's fine. If you want to get a lawyer, we'll go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. What's your address?
21 Bowers Avenue.
City. And do you actually live there, or do you use that as a mailing address?
I live there
Who do you live there with?
now. I live with my boyfriend.
All right. Are you employed?
Not currently.
When's the last time you were?
Like
6 years ago.
I mean, just recently actually. Like I was
Under the table?
like kind of here and there. Like once through.
I know the drugs. So I don't care whether you were paying taxes. What kind of work do you do?
We were doing like landscaping and
I was a arms dealer.
apartments when people move out.
Landscaping.
I have a friend that
They don't,
cleans the apartments and stuff, and sometimes do that.
they don't pay me in money. What do they pay you?
Cocaine.
What was the paraphernalia she had? Come on, Judge Stensberry.
You said you had some instruments.
Ms. Rader, you'll be released on your own recognizance on the condition you not consume any alcohol or drugs while the bond is in place. The case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial. You're eligible to apply for court-appointed counsel. Based on what you're telling me, it sounds like you're going to qualify. So get that turned in today. Do not wait any. Do not leave this floor. That's that paper right there. You don't turn it into me. Turn it into the clerk, but don't leave this floor without submitting.
By the way, really quick before it's over. Oh, I missed it. There was a judge.
All right,
frame.
Mr. Belishok. Yes, sir. Come on up. We got to deal with your warrant too. Judge George issued one for you when you failed to appear.
Yeah, Georgia, did you see that? He does. It seems like he.
That's okay. Did you have an attorney on this at some point?
Yes, I did. They notified my attorney who quit what the court date was. I was here the 26th of July for my
500 today, Your Honor, and then I would like to go on a payment
Woo!
for the rest. if you
They
will.
told me at that time no court
What
date
was
had
the-
been set.
You didn't see Judge Simpson? You're like,
Suppose somehow or
Oh,
another,
yeah,
court
what
date
was
got
that?
set for August 5th. They
Geek-
sent that to my
geeked up.
lawyer, not me.
Okay, well, that's the way it works. If you have a lawyer, all notices go to the lawyer who's supposed to in turn notify you. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and can you confirm your address for me, please?
1151 Wheeling Avenue, Zanesville, Ohio.
where you work?
I didn't get anything in the mail, and I called the clerk's court yesterday, and I was like, well, they were like, well, you have a warrant out for your arrest. I'm like, okay, well, when do I need to show up? Because I got to deal with this.
Sure. What's your zip code down?
43701.
It's so funny.
Yes.
What do you do?
I start at a new place called DK Steel tomorrow. I was
Tomorrow?
24 years doing tile
course
plumbing. But I had everything I owned stolen about 3 months ago.
It's been a rough day today with the stories that we're getting from folks. I'm sorry to hear that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue the bond you posted, then you can turn yourself
That's
in, or
just,
did
yeah,
you?
today.
Okay.
That was just today.
Okay, so I'm going to continue that bond as
Oh,
posted. Further
shit.
matter back to Judge George. If you want to get an attorney, you have to fill out a new application.
I mean, that's an ultimate, like-
Down, I don't want so.
But he quit.
Y'all are
Well,
full
he
of shit
withdrew
today.
when he informed the court that he had not had contact with you, and that's pretty common for attorneys to do that. So it's not that he doesn't want to be your lawyer. It's just that under those circumstances, he couldn't be. If you do want him to be your lawyer, write his name down at the top of the paper. If you don't, put down, I don't want him.
Yeah, because what the last thing I talked to the attorney was
Oh,
on
here
the
we go.
16th of July, and he said, well, we've worked out a deal. I said, well, can you just get them to lower the charge to an unclassified misdemeanor, unauthorized use of a utility? Because I'd plead guilty to that, and then I would just pay whatever restitution.
Well, I tell you what, that's a decision you're going to either have with Judge George or with the attorney that
Thank
gets
you,
on your
sorry.
case. That's all right.
Now get out.
Basic human instinct want to explain things, and I get that. But
Get
at
out.
the same time, the next time is the appropriate time to do it. So, any other questions today?
No, sir.
You may go with the bailiff. This court stands adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
I'm telling you, those are two of the greatest things that ever come out of Stansbury's mouth. That one, and when she was leaving about the, she laughed about her kid being.
Good luck finding your daughter.
Sir, is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Oh, Your
Yes.
Honor, I'm sorry.
I don't mean to interrupt, Your Honor, but I did want
Oh,
to.
either one of you.
Thank you.
James
Your
has
Honor,
a
my
feeling
client has
beforehand.
taken full responsibility by way of a negotiated plea. I guess this was kind of a blessing in disguise for him. He hasn't used any substances or alcohol since this incident took place.
Shop
He did
at
inform
Walmart
me
with
that
Galaxy
he did complete
A03?
Of course.
a trade certification course. I believe it is in computer science in some capacity.
Science.
And he did apply to get some jobs through his school. So he should have a full-time job within a few weeks, is what he informed me.
And they keep
Your
going.
Honor, we simply ask the court go along with the recommendation. Thank you.
All right. Sir, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
Well, ghosts.
Yeah, I just would like to take full responsibility for my actions, Your Honor. Like my attorney said, I've been sober since my accident. It's been kind of a blessing in disguise again, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're a drunken lush. The court acknowledges this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, believes there are reasonable grounds to
post
depart
out of
from the
that one.
presumption of a non-probationary sentence, particularly the alcohol screening assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient substance abuse treatment and weekly AA meetings. Court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance with recommended treatment. It is therefore the sentence of the court. I am placing you on probation for a period of 12 months. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
So I should be able to make a payment of $1,000 today, and then
Whoa.
a payment plan or something for the rest would be ideal if that's at all possible, Your Honor.
Hector just asked me
$1,000
for a date.
$1,000 today,
Yes, sir.
and then the balance as a by probation.
Creed, Bobby Wilson?
Thank you.
There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete an outpatient substance abuse treatment program, including all recommended aftercare with status
Five below,
reports to
everybody.
probation. Attend one AA meeting per week for a period of 3 months with
Oh, yeah,
monthly
she's shopping.
verification to probation. Provide proof of victims impact panel attendance to probation. All under 93 days in jail. Credit one balance is suspended.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He got lucky.
Thank you. Court calls the case. People versus Davion Sykes.
Oh, damn, she is in a mall. She's walking into Bed Bath, or no, not Bed Bath, on the smelly store there.
Oh,
Your Honor, if I may.
Bath and Body Works.
Yes.
Thank you.
go
Good
ahead.
afternoon, Your Honor. Good
Five
afternoon,
below.
your staff. May it please this most honorable court. Edward Martel, P 85051, standing in for Attorney of Record Muhammad Nasser on behalf of Mr. Davion Sykes. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Davion Sykes.
Nice fan, bro.
Thank you.
Big
Your Honor,
fan.
today's the date and time set for sentencing, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to
Oh,
review
she's
the
leaving the
report
mall.
with my client. No edits, deletions, or corrections. If I may just highlight briefly.
I sneeze every time I go past.
Recommendation of the, of the probation department. Forgive
Mike
me.
out, BRB.
Go right ahead.
Bear with me briefly, Your Honor.
Deal with me
Namely,
briefly.
Probation department is recommending outpatient treatment, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings for 3 months, complete abstinence, and reporting probation. Your Honor, we are not necessarily objecting to these. However, I would ask the Honorable Court to consider a couple things in imposing a sanction. Number one, Judge, this is a very dated matter. I believe it's about 2 years old now. Mr. Sykes has been, full and complete sobriety since the date of the incident. Number one. Number two, notwithstanding the original allegations, there was no accident in this case, thankfully and prayerfully. Number three, Mr. Sykes has taken substantial steps towards his rehabilitative measures. He's completed a behavior modification course and recently enrolled in an intensive outpatient treatment program with Abundant Recovery Community Services in Detroit, Michigan, located at 1670 Oakman, where he is scheduled to start on Monday, Judge. In light of the same, I'm asking this honorable court to impose a sanction that would not only, cover or address the punitive sanction portion of sentencing, but also the rehabilitative measures, understanding that he has in fact addressed these measures on his own accord, which shows that he's taking this matter very seriously. My client is 25 years of age. He's remorseful for his conduct. He's a skilled tradesman, which is very impressive for his young age. He's a union brick mason, Judge, and has been there for a year. So he definitely has substantial mitigating factors. In light of the dated matter, et cetera, Judge, I'm asking the Honorable Court to impose a sanction of probation, a short term of probation to be closed out upon full fines and costs, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Strikes, anything you want to tell the court?
I just wanted to say that that incident that happened was a real big eye opener for me, and that I just don't want to make that mistake again.
Yeah. Well said.
Court acknowledges this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient early intervention programming as well as weekly AA meetings. Court will follow the recommendation of probation that a probationary sentence be imposed with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. Is there further sentence of the court? I place you on probation for a period of 12 months. $855 fines and costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, and $360 probation oversight fees. When is that going to be paid?
Your Honor, my client has indicated to me that he's prepared to make a $200 payment today and will try to get the remainder paid off within 30 days.
$200 today. The balance will be due by September 16th.
Hooking them up September 16th.
No use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the alcohol highway safety education program within the next 60 days. You're to attend one AA meeting per week for a period of 3 months with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. You are to switch to the Scram tether for a period of 45 days in lieu of the 5 days in jail and for violations of the sober link. I'll order 93 days in jail. That is suspended. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too. Court calls case of People versus Aisha Warren.
You stupid bastard.
Alex, I'm trying.
Aisha Warren.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Who is her attorney? I have her or
If her charge is shoplifting,
failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $10,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately.
Pretty sure he said just one.
Yes.
One AA meeting, didn't he?
Court calls case of the People versus Bianca Blackburn.
Listen to Dave. He's serious.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein with and on behalf of Ms. Blackburn. Ms. Blackburn, could you please say your name for the court?
Yes, Sebastian.
Hi, Alex.
Judge, we are here for sentencing. We've reviewed the PSI. We have no corrections or additions to make to it. Ms. Blackburn acknowledges that she made a bad decision that evening, and she's going to take this seriously. She's been taking this seriously the whole time. She has been testing on the SoberLink device. She's had no issues with that, no late tests, no positive tests. The only thing that I would ask is that the PSI recommends 30 additional days on the SoberLink device from the date of sentencing. And we had actually been scheduled for sentencing 28 days ago, but that court date had been moved.
You could put highlighters
for internal scheduling reasons from the court, and she's been testing that whole time. So
does she want to do the 4? Does she want to do the 4 days?
No, she does not, Your Honor.
Okay, that's what I thought. Go ahead with whatever your argument is.
No, I can conclude at that, Your Honor. I had a feeling the court might respond that way, but we appreciate the court's consideration. And she was
actually my response was much nastier. I toned it down, but go ahead.
But anyway, so she was just hoping to save a few dollars on the back end, Your Honor, because the cost is adding up for her.
All right, very good. Ms. Blackburn, anything you'd like to tell the court before I impose sentence?
Your Honor, this has been a real learning experience, and I just apologize for everything that has happened, and I'm ready to move forward. And I can assure you this will not happen again.
Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However,
Is
believes there
James
are reasonable
Ross, this
grounds
guy
to
right here,
recommend
is he,
presumption of a non-probationary sentence?
He's a super
The
villain.
alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of alcohol highway safety education class. Court will follow the recommendation of probation that a
Is there
probationary
a
sentence be
statue of him in
imposed
Washington, D.C.
with the
sitting like
stated
that?
rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment.
Or is it a
Therefore, it
wax-
is the sentence of the court. I will place you on probation for a period of 9 months. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, and $270 probation oversight fees. When can that be paid?
I can make a $200 payment today, and then I can start on a payment plan.
$200 today, payment plan as arranged by probation.
Yes, the Godfather.
She's putting down
There's
200.
to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance will be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete an alcohol highway safety education program within the next 60 days. You are to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. Continue to sober link for an additional 30 days in lieu of the 4 days in jail. 93 days in jail, credit 1, balance suspended. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Jason Hall.
Jason?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sandberg, Stein with on behalf of Jason Hall.
And then
Crank it up.
What?
By the way, I just caught Sap hauling off on some
And Mr.
liquor.
Drukas
over
is
there.
representing Mr. Hall on a case as well. Mr. Hall, could you please state name for the court?
Jason Hall, and I am okay with Zoom meeting.
And Edward Drugasoslo on behalf of Jason Hall.
Ears gauged.
All right, he didn't make it over for his PSI.
He did not, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I can tell you, he was referred in 2 cases. There's been numerous attempts to get Mr. Hall to complete that PSI packet so we could get the appointment completed. We've talked to him on multiple occasions and or spoken with his mother because that's the number that we have, and he
Beautiful
continues
eyes.
not to do it. It is the 3rd time in the 2nd case, Your Honor, although it's the 1st time in the remanded felony.
Bobby Wilson, gamer? Question mark.
Your Honor, I've been working with Mr. Hall throughout this process, going over all his different cases. He's currently on probation for, I believe, 2 years out of Wayne County. He had numerous cases here in Washtenaw County. He had the case with Mr. Bernstein as well. We were trying to come up with a full resolution, and he's almost hit that home stretch. He needs to get to probation. He tells
BRB.
He told me that he had filled out packets and submitted them online. I don't know. I checked with probation. They hadn't received them. However, he tells me yesterday and today that he wants to follow through with this. I don't know if the court would give him another chance. He understands the repercussion. In my case is minor compared to the 1-year offense he's facing in the other case. So if he's not following through, then he's here today to tell you that he wants to follow through.
In each of these matters, I'm going to refer the defendant to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Defendant has on numerous occasions had an opportunity to do this and just hasn't. And so in the new matter, at least they can tail along with that, but he's just not doing it. So I'm going to order that the defendant is remanded to the Washtenaw County Jail. He can potentially be released. Upon the completion of the PSI. Defendant is to report to the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. this evening. If he fails to report, I will be issuing a bench warrant for his pickup. He is then going to be held without bond. And he could anticipate a 365-day sentence, quite frankly, given what he's done and messed around in this case. This matter will be adjourned to sentence to August 24th, 2022, 9 a.m.
Can I speak, please, Your Honor?
I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, there is no excuse, first and foremost. One thing you've always told me, good or bad, I've always told you the truth. That's one thing that we've always spoke about, and I've never lied to a police officer or a judge. I've lied a lot in my past because of my drug addiction. In 2 days, I celebrate 5 months sobriety. I've been taking care of my mother. That's not an excuse. It's the honest truth of what's been going on. I have a job that I start Monday as a GM for a hotel. I was working as a window cleaner. Work got less, so I wasn't able to do it. I've been doing side work as demolition. This job is huge. I just bought a vehicle. I understand that I have a year facing over my head. I'm asking, Your Honor, please, because I don't want to miss this job. I'm asking if I can just have a chance to fill, I will refill out these packets. We don't have a computer, but I have a library walking distance from me. Fill out these packets and give me this chance, Your Honor, please. I am pleading with the court. I do not want to miss this new job. It's huge. It is a huge financial change for me.
Gonna say, everybody.
I am pleading with the court. With taking care of my mother and doing all these things, it's been hard. She's in and out of 1 East at the hospital for psychiatric help because she's suicidal. I am.
If probation can get over there to see you tomorrow, then I would consider release. But sir, quite frankly, May 11th, you were supposed to, and this is on the retail fraud case, you were referred to probation. Excuse me. Actually, April 20th, you were referred to probation. Sentencing was to be May 11th. Get to sentencing. Hadn't done your PSI. We adjourned that out to June 1st.
Finish line, Judge Cedric.
Guess what?
Finish
Still
line.
haven't done it. So I refer you out. I assess costs. You tell me that you're going to be there. I say I'm going to issue a bench warrant. We don't quite do that for whatever reason. And I adjourn your sentence out to July 13th. July 13th, I think this has been kicked over. And then now we're here at August 10th and you still haven't done it.
So it's not you.
Oh,
No,
I know it's not me.
No, what I mean by that is, even if you can release me, because I have probation out of Wayne County, they'll automatically pick me up. Their court, it literally last time it took a month for me to get in front of a judge just to get released.
Sir, you put yourself in this position. I give everybody opportunities to do it, but I'm done now. I'm just done.
Phone one is wearing Zoom glasses.
Every time you get here, there's an excuse. And by the way, in between the time that we were adjourning out your sentences, now I have another case.
But what? A new case?
Well, now I have another sentence. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. The job, I mean, I understand you'll release me, but then they'll pick me up and I'll have a month there. And I'm not saying it's
I don't know
entirely my
whether,
fault.
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm trying to get my case done. And you're not cooperating in that process. I've given you opportunity to get there. You've blown it. Six p.m. Thank you.
Turn yourself in.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
What do you think? You gonna turn himself in or not?
Orgaz case, People versus James Ross.
Ready, Your Honor.
He's not going to be there.
Your Honor, Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. Ross. Mr.
No,
Ross,
James.
will you unmute and identify yourself, please?
Godfather.
Yes, sir. James Ross.
Mr. Simon, before you go on, my staff was getting after me and they told me to apologize to you about the eyebrow comment. I will just, and as I will indicate to them, I will indicate to you, I refuse to do so. Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, being old school, I stand up at a stand-up desk. I can't do court by sitting down. And the white ceiling and the white light above me may cause some optical issues for the court.
All right, so it looks like his eyebrows. are,
I
like,
don't
lit
think you
up.
need to apologize, Your Honor. I think it's just an optical thing.
That's why he's a good attorney. All right.
Your Honor, this everything I'm about to say stems from things I've alluded to with the court before, both with Mr. Ganatra at a previous discussion when we resolved the felony matter to this reduction, and on this the other case. Your Honor, Mr. Ross, the bad news. It's not an unfamiliar story to the court. I know you know this all too well. Came back from serving our country and didn't understand why he wasn't feeling right. The bad news further is that he started to medicate himself with alcohol and then eventually turned to drugs. And he did that for too long a period of time and got himself into trouble in multiple jurisdictions by trying to support and sustain that habit. That's the end of the bad news. The good news is finally he got some resources and got himself on the right track. He went to a long-term residential rehabilitation program in Pennsylvania. He not only completed that, but the most important thing happened, and I know the court is familiar with this. He started to get the dual diagnosis. He started to get the treatment for the underlying problems. And boy, did he flourish since that time. And I just want to read you just a small section of a letter that we presented, to probation regarding what he did after he started feeling well and doing well and finished his programs. What did he do, Your Honor? He started helping others. This comes from one of the chaplain services at the VA. He was involved with daily duties, including everything from clerical work to handling individual requests to helping veterans and their loved ones negotiate to our facility. His kindness and his willingness to go the extra mile for those who arrived at our offices with a variety of questions and issues was valued by myself and others. Your Honor, this is a success story in the end. The last thing
good
that
game,
Mr.
man.
Ross did was he contacted me and he said, Mr. Simon, I have old matters in Washtenaw County and one in Western Wayne County, and I want to make them all right. And today would be the completion of all of those matters. So, Your Honor, that all led to what I suspect was the basis for Ms. Pilara's recommendation and the request that she knew I was going to make and what I told you. And I'm asking the court for those reasons to adopt that recommendation in both cases.
Baba Booey.
Mr. Ross, anything you want to say, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to say that I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I'm proud of my sobriety. I'm proud once again of who I am. I have a good routine in place with the VA. I go there, I get drug tested monthly. I work with my doctors and my nurses to get the medication that I need. And I just hope that you'll understand that and give me a chance. Thank you, Your Honor.
Get out of here. I'd let him go.
Welcome. Glad you did it.
Your
Thanks for
Honor,
not
and
telling.
Teresa Player on behalf of probation, just want to make it
no.
clear to the court that Mr. Ross has been engaged in treatment for a very lengthy period of time. I believe, what did he tell me, 2018? 2018, he started at the VA in Ann Arbor. He then went to a long-term residential program in New York, and then he transferred, I believe, to Pennsylvania, where
New
he
York
was
City.
in residential treatment, and now he is in the outpatient dual diagnosis programming, and he provided verification of all of that to me during the PSI.
Well, that's all good.
I thought she was going to be bringing in some bad news, but
Oh yeah, I thought she was cocking the gun and was like,
I
coming
think
United States Marine.
he's going to get a talking to from
Right.
the Honorable
Yes, Your
Jason
Honor.
Simpson and Yachty.
Semper Fi.
There you go. I was thinking this past 2 weeks about, because you were there 2005, 2009, you were enlisted. Is that right?
That's right, Your Honor.
And I was looking
He only
at
did
some
4
things,
years?
and I don't typically make political comments. That's not what I'm about. But
You ever been to the cave?
what
Jay?
we do is we don't treat those we send off to do things, to do battle. for us. When they come back, we don't treat them right. One way or another, we just don't treat them right. And as a country, sometimes we fall down on the job. And I just think it's wrong.
True. The VA
I
can
mean,
suck.
there are many like you coming back, as Mr. Simon's alluding to, and the adjustment's hard. And we ought to be providing whatever services and support we can to make sure that you don't end up in this situation before me.
Correct.
So I can only do my part in terms of doing some of that. And I am so happy to see you are where you are now. It could not make me prouder of that. The only thing that makes me prouder is that you serve this country, and that I'm going to say again to you, thank you for doing that. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice, which continued long after you left the service. As I always tell people that have been in the military,
that was
because of
earlier,
people like
Chris.
you,
You were
I
saying?
get to do what I get to
You
do.
missed it.
And so really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. In case
And now
7:30,
6 months in prison.
it
What?
is the sentence of the court, and I'm not going to impose all of this. I'm going to impose $200 fines and costs. The other amount recommended, I think, is our way of sacrificing for you. So $200 fines and court costs, 365 days in jail, credit for 6 days served. The balance is suspended.
So stay out of trouble, you'll be fine. Basically.
On case
Exactly.
On the other matter, 1415, on count 3, the retail fraud, fines and costs of $200, $130.91 restitution to Meyer payable through the court, which already has been paid. So it's just $200 and 93 days in jail, credit 6 days served, and the balance suspended. On the theft detection removal, $200 fines and costs, 365 days in jail, credit 6, served, balance suspended. In terms of time to pay that when you can. Maybe you can take as long as it took this country to get you the help you needed. So I'm not going to worry about it. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, good for him. Every once in a while, it's good to hear. 5 months. That's pretty damn good. Listen, that's
Look, we make jokes around here, but it's tough, man. It's tough out there for the military and the people coming back. So
I was just gonna wrap this up, but I was gonna say if Judge comes back, we'll watch 1 or 2 and then jump ship because we got a case coming up 405 East.
Anything else on Ms. Johnson?
Wild
Let's
Women
chase.
Wednesday.
we got
And we have some wild women's here and
Mr.
Castro.
Anything else on?
I like to call him the poor man's Niner.
Yes, and he's gone.
And Katie, is
I'm
very
sorry,
smart.
Your Honor, I stepped away for 1 second. No problem. I just came back unannounced. No problem. Anything else for Ms. Johnson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, that concludes your first appearance hearing, ma'am. Please follow the direction, my deputy. Let's get the co-defendant up here, William Tyler Mead.
Oh, it's a team. Group effort.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just see her eyes as she popped back in. So, I thought she saw Niner's penis or something.
She just told a very racist joke off the line.
And a racist.
She's a racist. Chocolate rain.
What did William do?
Dun 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 dun. Dun. Chocolate rain.
Mr. Mead, you're charged in one warrant. The warrant number is 22W012448. You have the right to have your warrant read to you.
No, she's usually got a bow
Your
tie
attorney
on,
has
Judge
waived
Williams.
the reading of your warrant here at open court. Do you understand what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm hear from your attorney on the issue of bond, and I'll hear from the state.
Hit it, Castro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Mead is 25 years old. This is a similar situation to his co-defendant. He was visiting the Atlanta area. He is originally from North Carolina. and he lives there with his mother and his sisters. I did speak with Mr. Mead about the importance of coming back to court. He understands, and he said that he would be here whenever he has his next court date, Your Honor. Looking at his criminal history, he doesn't appear to have a lengthy felony history, so I did want to note that. And Your Honor, ultimately, we're asking for a bond in the same range as the co-defendant today.
Hey, you want to be heard?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is $7,500 and the special condition of no contact with the victim for the same reason. Mr. Mead has a little bit more criminal history than his co-defendant. He has 10 cycles in North Carolina. He was convicted for entering auto in 2015. He was convicted for larceny of firearm in 2015 as well, and had a probation violation in 2017 on that conviction. And then he was convicted for entering auto again in 2018, possession with intent to distribute Schedule 4 drugs in 2018. In fact, he was arrested in 2018 for those cycles, and he was convicted just February this year. And his last conviction in North Carolina is in 2019 for assault on a female and misdemeanor child abuse. He has one cycle that's an open case for misdemeanor marijuana possession from February last year out of Indiana. In this case, given his criminal history and prior cycles that are similar to what he's here in front of the court today for, we will be asking for a higher bond than what the court gave to his co-defendant.
Mr. Mead, I reviewed your criminal history and I see you are a little more mobile. You do have some history in Indiana and 10 cycles in North Carolina, particularly a break, well, it looks like a break and entering.
Stay out of the state.
Don't interrupt her.
In other words, shut up.
Today is not the day, Mr. Mead. Your bond is set at $5,000. It's a regular bond, which means you should be able to go through a bonding company. You are required to stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly, by person, telephone, any other means of communication from the alleged victim, Carter Ray. My dad is going to hand you a signature as to sign that special condition.
Georgia.
We'll get a copy of it.
She said today is not the day.
Not the day, as they say. Hey, I don't know if we've ever been over here to Fulton, by the way.
At the time, he evaded arrest, but was later apprehended.
What year is this?
No kidding. It's a VHS classic.
In this case, as pretrial noted, this defendant does have recent prior convictions for criminal trespass, as well as concerns about probation violations within the past 10 years. We have a concern about flight risk as well, given that this defendant does have FTAs within the past 10 years, as noted by pretrial. This defendant has 14 cycles, all within the 10-year period. So the state has a concern about the fact that this defendant may be somewhat of a danger to the community. Given that fact, we're going to be requesting a $2,500 total surety bond. That's $1,500 surety on the criminal trespass, $500 on the obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and $500 on the loitering and prowling. We're going to ask for no further contact with the victim in this case, which is Marcos, M-A-R-C-O-S, Ocampo, O-C-A-M-P-O. The residence located at the incident location is his home. And we're going to ask for a stay away and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further from the state.
All right, thank you, Ms. Duncan. Mr. Bartels?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. I have spoken to Mr. Marcius, and he does deny that there was a trespass warning given. What he tells me is that, he was not aware that he was not allowed to come back to this location, but of course he'll have an opportunity to make that case further on down the road. He does have experience working in the construction industry, and when he was arrested, he was actively applying for a job. He does have family in the area. He's got 2 brothers, 3 nephews, and his father all live in the metro Atlanta area. So he does have ties to the community, Your Honor. He indicates that, well, the alleged victim, Mr. Ocampo, is his brother-in-law, and he indicates to me that he was being allowed to stay at this residence. Again, you know, there's a dispute about that, but he indicates that he can find another place to stay if that is the court's order. Based on all that, we would ask for a $1,500 total bond, $500 on each charge.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'm going to accept the defense's recommendation. Mr. Marcius will receive a $1,500 surety bond, $500 each charge. He is to stay away from that location on Hopewell Road, and he is to have no further contact with the alleged victim in this case. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition. Anything further from either the state or the defense?
Nothing further.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
All
Have,
right.
have we ever been over here to
Who
Fulton?
do we have
Never.
next?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, number 5, Mr. Moten.
Let's watch one more
Okay.
and then
Good afternoon, Mr. Moten. Your case is
Jump outta
22 CR 0052996J, in which you're charged with battery with the offense date of August the 9th. Do you understand your constitutional right? All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Ooh, Mr. Dudley's here.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay. Well,
This history come out of Florida. Last
Lived
drug
in Emerald Isle one time.
suspended license, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Those were NOD. Last arrest out of Florida. Start up there. 2020 out of Daytona. Possession of drug paraphernalia. Possession of cocaine with intent to sell.
Down to the ground, cocaine.
thank you, Rob.
That was 2007 suspended license. Yeah. He had an 05 ag assault DV that was dismissed. That's it.
Just a few cycles.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dudley.
Yes, the state is going to recommend a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Awareness, small glimpse into the facts. This incident took place on August 9th, 2022 on I-20 westbound expressway.
Spacey, huh?
Northwest, where the victim, Corey Casoris, is going to be
Casoris?
Real name.
R-I-S, was driving the defendant home. The defendant was sent home earlier due to getting into an argument with a coworker at work. While the defendant was
So Macy, man.
Casares, he got into a verbal altercation with him because of how Mr. Casares was driving. When Mr. Casares pulled
Road
the car
rage.
over and put it in park, the defendant proceeded to strike him with his fist. When the victim got out of the car to call the police, the defendant followed him with a construction level in his hands. Officer E. Patagon dispatched to the incident location on the right side of the victim's neck.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dudley. Is this Mr. Bartel? Mr. Bartel, please proceed.
Yes, it's my case, Your Honor. Thank you. I've spoken with Mr. Moten. He indicates that this was, Mr. Casoris is employed as a driver at the construction company where Mr. Moten works. Mr. Moten advises me that he's a brick mason, and he tells me that they did get into a verbal disagreement about Mr. Casoris's driving, which my client believes that he was driving in a dangerous manner, and he indicates that the alleged victim took offense at that, and basically Mr. Moten was in a self-defense situation. He
Was
did
the
not
other
start
guy driving home from
any
work where he
physical
just got
altercation.
let go, or
The name of the
right?
construction
Not
company
this
is Al
guy.
Lewis
I'm
Construction.
guessing.
He works
I don't know. He's very strange about this whole Mr. Thesaurus driving.
contact order. I think that would raise the question of him, whether he would be able to work at that company or not, since that's where the alleged victim works. I can't tell the court. Mr. Moten told me that he has been looking for other work and has. Other
They probably had a little
opportunities.
tussle beforehand.
What
then
he does, he is
Something about the old, cocaine was there. Maybe it had to do with the cocaine.
There's no further contact order is best, and I have discussed that, with Mr. Moten, and we would not oppose that. He does have ties to the community. His mother lives here in the Atlanta area. He indicates that she's on dialysis and her condition is worsening, and she may have to have one or both feet amputated. And he wants to be out of jail to help care for her. So based on all of that, and based on it does appear that he meets pretrial's criteria for a UJR. So we would ask the court to consider a UJR bond, or if not, a $1,000 good bond.
Lloyd.
All right, thank you. I am going to sound for Mr. Kasoris.
Lloyd!
You are present in the Zoom conference. I don't see it,
Only a
any
few of you
names
will
of
get
that nature, but I'm still going to sound.
Where's the
And I'm
sword?
not saying that name correctly, Mr. Dudley. Is it Kasoris or?
To my knowledge, it's Kasoris, yes.
All right.
I don't believe he's on today. We were able to get in contact with him, and he said he wouldn't be able to make the Zoom. Of course, we still signed for him just in case things have changed. But he did let us know that the defendant had been fired from the the company.
Diabetes.
Okay, thank you.
Got fired.
Was that what? Let me ask this: is there anything further for either the state or defense to add before I issue my ruling?
Are they about to grab him or something? Look at all these people coming in.
Nothing further from the state.
Okay, Mr. Moten's going to receive a $5,500 signature bond through pretrial services. He's to take a one-day anger awareness course. He's to have no further contact with the alleged victim in this case. And he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything further?
Nothing further from the state.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Moten. We can move to the next.
All right, I like Fulton County.
I like it a lot.
I like it.
All right. We're going to bounce out of here, guys. We appreciate everybody dropping by. It's been a good time. I hear thunder off in the distance.
No, it was getting dark there. Now it's back to sun shining, but
okay.
It's still scary because I can hear it.
Fear is the biggest enemy of us all.
Wearing these things with the,
It's like 96 here right now. And I think it's supposed to storm later, so it could be bad. Who knows?
Been nice and cool here overnight, actually, in the 70s, which was beautiful. High 70s.
By the way, thank you to Mr. Howard for wearing his mask even during Zoom.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice of him.
Your sacrifice is appreciated. Make sure you go ahead and like this video. And if you haven't already checked out our amazing Sovereign Citizen video that's doing very well right now, check that out as well.
That was a test, and I think it won.
Yes. So make sure you're here for that kind of stuff. Anything is possible when you're in live court. Wild Woman Wednesday coming up next at 4:05. Anything else, Creed?
No, I just really to watch it like at 5 p.m. when it's evening court.
Orca One channel.
Judge Manning is amazing. Can you email us a link to that, please?
Please, no nudes.
His name is very close to a thesaurus. Yes.
This thesaurus informed me that they'd fired the other guy for cocaine.
Work that in every time.
All right, guys.
4:05. Wild Bourbon Wednesday. Yay. See you in a few.
Till then. Look at Sap get that drink.
Hi, Walter.
Bye, Walter. Come here with that bishop shit. Sons of bitches.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Great timing, Walter.
Yeah. Bye, Walter.